Hello, my name is James Buchanan, or as other people like to call me, Old Public Functionary or Old Buck. I was born in a log cabin in Cove Gap, Pennsylvania, with 6 sisters and 4 brothers. As my life progressed, I went to attend Village Academy and then Dixon College. After getting almost expelled from Dixon College for poor behavior, I moved on to Lancaster to study law and became admitted into the bar in 1812. As a devoted Federalist during the time of the War of 1812, I undeniably opposed the war because it was unnecessary. During Jackson's presidency, I was appointed as the Minister of Russia from 1832 to 1833. When the Federalist Party fell apart, I was reluctantly picked up into the Democratic Party and filled an open slot in the United States Senate from 1834 to 1845, where I accepted the position of Secretary of State under Polk. When I was elected president in the election of 1856, I entered the office with great hope and love for our Constitution and the Union. I also entered the office with a major territorial issue of whether Kansas should be admitted into the Union as a free or slave state. I firmly believed in sectional balance, and after the losses the South had received from the Compromise of 1850, they needed a reinsurance in order to prevent future conflict. So I pushed for the approval of the Lecompton Constitution in Congress for Kansas statehood, in which it would become a slave state. The Lecompton Constitution was almost through when our Senator, Stephen Douglas, stepped in and opposed it because it wasn't true popular sovereignty in which Kansas should have been decided by. Another issue during my presidency was the Dred Scott case, in which Northerners were angered by the Supreme Court decision that Congress had no constitutional power to exclude slavery in territories. These territorial questions had little practical importance and should be resolved by the Supreme Court and followed by the people, nonetheless. When the election of 1860 rolled around and Lincoln was elected as president, 7 southern states, including South Carolina, Mississippi, Florida, Alabama, Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas, seceded from the Union. I feared that this day of succession was coming, and feared that war would shortly follow. But the idea of this actually happening was something I could not control or grasp. I was not in the sort of position to do anything but leave the matter to the new Republican president, Mr. Lincoln. Secession from the Union was unconstitutional, and the South made a mistake by seceding during the wrong time without a thorough reason. I, James Buchanan, as President of the United States, cannot legally prevent the South from seceding, and this problem of secession was an issue to be dealt by the states. I can only hope and pray to God that He would preserve the Constitution and the Union throughout all generations and lead us through this chaos.